Hey guys, I'm RNG Gamer. I play all my games randomly. I have a real freaking problem. Right now, I don't have a good place to capture gameplay footage or edit videos or do voiceover, and I really have no ability to stream. What I need is a dedicated place to do all of that. And the only space that I have is this game room, and it is absolutely overflowing. I don't know where I could fit in another thing, but we're gonna try. So let's see if it can even be done.
All right, guys, this is the weird like sunroom on the back of my house. I have a little guitar practice area over there, but this is where I do all my like video editing. I mean, I'm against this like wall, and there are some bay windows here. This used to be the outside of the house, and like glass. I have these curtains here, and I have blinds everywhere, but this room is like really echoey, and it's really hot in here. You can hear this like air conditioner. I mean, you hear how loud it is, but it's like hot or freezing in here. This is just not a very good place to like do my editing. Like I kind of hate it out here. And I want to like stream, but it doesn't really work out here because it's so echoey. And like you would see this behind me. I could show you like the outside, but it would like, you know, dox the neighbors. So this is my setup, and this computer is like 10 years old. And this is how I basically capture my gameplay footage. I have this cart with like a laptop on it, and my Retrotink and my freaking ElGato and all this other crap. Look at this pile of cords, and it like runs down to whatever console I'm recording from, and it's split out from these splitters so I can like play on my CRT you know, at the same time I'm recording, because if I try to play off of the view on the computer, there's too much delay. Anyway, really bad setup, and I keep having to like move this cart from here to record retro stuff all the way over to here to record like modern stuff, and I have to like get down behind here and plug it in. It's such a pain. The plan is to put like a desk right over here in this space, which means like moving the arcade cabinet and possibly the stuff above it, and then this bookcase, which I don't really like anyway, and the arcade one-up, and putting those somewhere else. Have some way to capture gameplay footage and also possibly stream. I would like really love to be able to stream, but there's no way I can do it upstairs. Like, it's too noisy. It's a terrible environment. I would have to like drag my consoles up there. So let's see if I can come up with a solution for this. I ordered a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully it like works out. The new computer just got here. It's a, what is it? A Lenovo Legion. That's right. It's like a gaming computer, but I get like big discounts through work. I know everybody's gonna be like, why don't you just build your own computer? Well, this is cheaper than building it. Like, I got a 33% discount, so I can't complain too much about that. And hopefully this will make like editing videos a lot easier. Man, before it was taking me like just doing like a cut in the video would take like 5 seconds to load. It would, like in a normal video, probably 3 hours of editing was just waiting on like stuff to load. So hopefully this does better. My last computer was my old computer is like over 10 years old, and I built that back in the day on a budget. So hopefully this works better and I can get out videos that are better, faster.
If you're enjoying the content, be sure to hit that like button down below and leave a comment. I answer every single one of them. If you really like the content, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you know when the new videos come out. They come out every Saturday.
It's another day down here, guys, reorganizing. Sorry if you can hear that hum in the background. That's the air conditioner. It's definitely on. It's like, feels like 112 degrees outside. It's really hot. So, sorry, you'll have to deal with it. Anyway, we need to move that big arcade there. It can't be there anymore. That's where the desk is going to go. So where do we put it, right? There's no room around here, right? I can't do anything. I could like take out this shelf here, but the thing is like 28 inches deep, so it would come out to like where the couch is, and then I just don't think there would be room to like get around the couch. So that's not going to work. The other option is we could put it right here where this Dark Souls 2 poster is, but behind that picture is the house breaker box panel. So if I put the arcade unit there, it'll block that, and it's difficult to move, so you wouldn't be able to get to it if you need to. Also, the breaker box panel comes up really high, so you would see it sticking out behind the stupid arcade unit. I think that would look bad. The other option is, another option is, like, I don't know, man. Try to fit it there. I don't think it'll, yeah, I guess it will fit there. I could put it there, but then it'll block the air conditioner. We don't like that. Also, anybody who's playing player 2 will be like standing up against the wall. You could also stick it back in here. There's nothing really going down on back here. No, there's nothing going down back there for sure. There's nothing going on either. We could put it against that back wall. That could work. That could be okay. Like, it'd be a little tight back here, but there's enough room for it. I've also thought about like putting it against this wall, but the space between the wall and the step to go into the bathroom is, it would come to like right here. So like anybody that wanted to like play the arcade, their heels would be up against this stair. Anybody need to go to the bathroom would have to like walk around the arcade unit. Plus, that would turn the area back here into like no man's land. Anyway, that being said, I think the best solution is, and I don't know how this is gonna work, I take this unit and I slide this over and reattach it. And it will be slightly in front of the air conditioner, but not enough to block it. Like, it'll only come to, you know, right here or so, and that's fine. And then I put the arcade unit like right there. I think that's like the best thing to do there. There's only one way to find out. I guess we're just gonna have to try it. We've got to move it. The desk is gonna be here like any day. Oh my God. Ugh. Thanks, daughter RNG. It's so flippin' hot. I just realized that there may not be like an outlet on this wall for the arcade machine. There is one over here behind that Last of Us standee for the air conditioner, but I might have to like route like a power strip or something around behind that shelf so I have power. I don't know, man. Ugh, God, this crap's always so complicated. Every time you rearrange a game room, it's like this. Also, if you're checking for studs in your wall, don't really bother with like a stud finder. Just get you like a neodymium magnet or a stack of them right here, like I have. Stud. There's no stud between the magnets and the outside wall. That looks like it's like 24 inches. This would be 16 on center. I don't know what's going on there. I don't think it's gonna fit, guys. Man, bummer. It hangs over right here. I mean, I guess I could get like a smaller bookcase, but we're trying to not spend more money. We've already spent so much money, man. Well, we can't put it here for multiple reasons. Like I said, the breaker box panel is there. It would also block the air from the air conditioning unit. So it'd get even hotter down here. So unless we like drastically rearrange something, I think it's gonna have to go in that back corner. And I really don't want to put it there, man. I don't want to put it there. I have another idea. 40 inches. 37.5. So if the overhang over here is less than 2.5 inches, we could switch out those cabinets. It's not, I can already tell it's not. It's 3 1/4. 3/4 of an inch, like, is gonna cost me hundreds of bucks. Maybe we've been thinking about this the wrong way. Instead of trying to make the arcade fit in a spot, why don't we pick the best available spot for the arcade machine and move the stuff around it? We can leave the arcade machine on that wall and center it so it looks presentable. And then take that shelf that doesn't fit and put it on the back wall back there. I think that's the way to go. Those boxes are just full of like Blu-rays and DVDs. It's nothing special. There's a hole in the ceiling right up there. I think the previous owner had like security cameras in like every room in the house, like spying on his own family, but like there are holes like that and little mounting brackets like in the living room, in the sunroom, and the dining room, like above the front door, above the back door, in all the kids' bedrooms. Like, it was really weird. It was super weird. But yeah, there was one there that he could like aim like with an app and like scan the whole room. Very strange. I don't know. I guess security cameras on the outside of your house, but on the inside of your house? What the crap? I also remember this when I hung that picture. One of the reasons I did it there is he like marked all over the wall to mount, like it looks like a TV mount. Why you would like put a TV in that back corner, I don't know. That's what it looks like it's for. And he did it with a freaking ballpoint pen. Like, if he had done it with a pencil, you just erase it. If you did it with a flipping ballpoint pen. All right, this is gonna be precarious, but we're gonna try it. I can hear my dad in my head saying like, a little preparation will save you more time later. And I'm like, nah, it's fine, we'll just wing it. This is on the outside wall of the house, so I think it's like aluminum studs over like poured concrete. So we'll have to see. I take it all back. I shouldn't have argued about the stud finder. What the crap? There should be one 16 inches. All right, let's see here. Tape measure. No stud. None to be found. God, dog it. How is that possible? 19.5 inches? I don't think that's up to code, guys. Well, we stripped that screw. Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. I don't know where I got this, a yard sale or something, but it's like the action replay for the original PlayStation. You know, that's cool and all, but like, it's in a DVD style case. Why wouldn't it be in a freaking PlayStation case? You can't put it on the shelf of the PlayStation games. You had to put it somewhere else. I don't know. You can live down here. Damn it, doesn't fit. Whatever, that's fine. Good, now no one will even know the freaking marks are there on the wall. Except for the, you know, maybe 1,000 people that watch this video. Is that like tilting? It's not my fault. The top of that alcove there, 55.25 inches. At the baseboards, right above the baseboards, 54.5. So the alcove is 3/4 of an inch wider than it is down there. No houses have perfectly straight walls, but I mean, 3/4 of an inch is a lot. Now, I will say this, I'm pretty sure that the previous owner like framed in this basement himself. I'm just like positive, like 19.5 inch spacings on the studs. There's a good chance that this wall right here, this is a bathroom, that wall's not straight. Like, he just thought it was straight. He didn't make sure it was like plumb. So I don't know, man. But I can't tell. It looks all right to me back there. I think if I get more stuff up on the walls, it'll like kind of hide it. But this is what you do when you have a house, man. Nothing's perfect. Now we just have to figure out how to get power from over here to there. I mean, there's nothing I can do about the freaking air conditioner cord. Like, they just look like that, you know? If I put the cords inside the display. Yeah, it kind of worked. Why the crap did I buy a Workbench as a desk? Well, it's got a solid wood top. It's got steel legs. It'll hold 2,000 pounds. It has a power strip built into it, and it's 6 feet long. I charge you to find a computer desk that meets those criteria for under 300 bucks. It was like 350 bucks. And it looks kind of cool too. I mean, every inch of it's usable. Dad advice time. You're putting your furniture together. Man, my fingernails look long. I got a classical guitar gig coming up. I'm growing them out. Throw these things out, man, they're garbage. They're terrible. Here's what you get. You wanna get you one of these. This is a nut driver for holding your nuts in place. And these are hex key drivers that you plug into your impact driver or your drill. You're using one of those to drive your stuff. It's so much faster than sitting there and like turning all day. Let's do it. Told you. All right, let's turn this bad boy over. Ugh. $350. It's not too bad of a deal. Try this with one of the desks from IKEA. Anyway, how does it look? I think it looks all right. It's very utilitarian looking, but that's okay. I mean, everybody's gonna know it's a workbench, but I'm hoping people think like, oh, that's cool, rather than like, that's weird. And if my calculations are correct, doesn't get closer than that as I bang the wall. I'm pretty pleased with that. That came out okay. I've got bubble wrap stuck to my foot. All right, let's put this bad boy in here. Oh, sweet, it's got freaking USB ports in it. That's not too bad. I can just like charge my phone right off the edge of the desk without having to bring like a freaking wall wart down. Well guys, there we go. We got the whole desk put together. Tomorrow, I guess we'll like start putting stuff on the desk. It's pretty cool. Maybe figure out some cable management stuff. Let's go see how the wall dried. Looks pretty good to me. I mean, it's all dinged up. It looks crappy from when the guy built it, but it looks just as crappy as his crappiness. So I blended the crappinesses together. I can't complain about that too much. That's it's not too bad. Man, there's just no way. I'm not gonna be able to get that third monitor stand on there. Like, it's several inches too narrow. So I ordered like a new monitor, third monitor stand to put in there. So the plan is get my 3-monitor setup, that retro monitor. We'll talk about that one later, what that's for. And then I'm gonna put some shelves above here, some floating shelves with like, so I can put my speakers and stuff. And then I think I might even get some of that like soundproofing foam to put over here so it's not so echoey if I decide to live stream or something. Let's bust out this new computer. Whoa, that's fancy, man. Look at this. Sweet. That's so cool looking, pink and black. There you go. Take a look in it. Sweet, glass side. I've never had one that has like the glass side on it. I know all these cool people out there like to put their computers up on top of the desk. Personally, I would rather have more workspace on top of the desk than have my computer that I'm gonna barely interact with at all on top of it. We'll put it underneath. I'm old school. $64 gigs of RAM, dude. All right, we're just gonna mount like a power supply right under the desk. I can hear my dad in my head right now saying, you should be drilling pilot holes. Don't just try to drill those screws straight in. They're gonna slip all over the place. You can't tell me what to do, Dad. You're right, Dad. I should have drilled pilot holes. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been like a day and a half. I'm sick as a dog. I have like a fever, my nose is running, my voice sounds terrible. I feel awful, I look awful. But there's no rest for the wicked. We gotta keep going with this thing. There's only so much time and I gotta get get this set up so I can start like editing videos. I'm trying to think of how to like put my studio monitors in here. I wanna put them like that, but there's no room over there on that side for it. So what do, right? I thought about like mounting them on a shelf overhead, but they're like a foot deep. So that would like come out half the depth of the desk and you'd feel like you're in like a cave, like looking into a cave, and I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking maybe I like lay them on their sides like this, possibly, and shift some things around. You're not supposed to put like speakers next to CRT monitors and electronics, right? But these are internally shielded. These are like professional studio monitors. So they should be okay. When last we left off, we realized that this won't connect to the desk. The little part where it bolts on is too narrow for this desk because this desk is so thick. How tall that is. Would you look at that? The other one's shorter.
What if we tried to switch out the pole on this for the pole on this? They look like they're the same diameter. That might work. You know what? It might be better to just leave this on here like it is and just use the base. It has the same kind of like 3 screw the other ones seem to have. Ah, man, the base. Oh, the holes are not lined up. What if I drilled these out? That had a little bit more space. I just realized I can't drill it out because the baby's asleep. Guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Keep going. Flipping good enough. Let's do it. Let's see how this looks. Oh no, 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 no. It's like a freaking wall of monitors. Is that too much? That seems like a lot of freaking monitors. We'll think on that. I gotta go rest, guys. I'm like dying here. I'm back. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still under the weather, but I got some rest yesterday. So I didn't film this because I figured it'd be boring. It was just a lot of measuring and stuff. But I installed like acoustic panels over here. I've got a single row across the bottom because that's where the speakers are. And then I'm gonna do a checkerboard above it. Erratic patterns like will help with recording, help with bounce back, right? When you put them like side by side, you're blocking the sides of the foam. And the sides of the foam do a lot of work. It deflects sound and absorbs sound bouncing from other directions. But what I don't like is I don't like that shelf up there. That was cool when it was above the arcade machine. It looks weird now, especially like this gap, where is it, over there. And now I've thought about taking that shelf, and moving it over there and putting it above the arcade like it used to be. But that would look weird. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think it's kind of tacky. So what I need to do is find a spot for these boxes. I think I'm at my capacity for console boxes. I don't think I have any more room to put any more console boxes anywhere. Like this room, like the entire upper perimeter of it is covered in console boxes. Oh, and even like over here, like look, like back up there. One space in here that's underutilized is this like area I have over here above my TV, my retro area, and this is where all my consoles are. I think I can like maybe get those boxes up here on top of these shelves. These are consoles, right? Like in these cases, so it's like console themed. What about that? I think that looks pretty decent. That's not too bad. I think that looks pretty good. Dude, this box is so chewed up. I got this at a flea market for $5. Oh, and in case you guys are wondering what all of these like white panels are right here, there's like 4 of them. The previous owner installed like smart switches that are connect to, you know, your smart speaker or whatever, so you can turn the lights on in and out of here. But he didn't know how to wire them up. So each light in here has its own switch. So there's like 4 different smart switches in here. You have to all keep synced. I wish you just had it on one. And the problem is when like the internet's down, you have to come down here and you have to hit like every one of these switches to turn on the lights. And it's really annoying because it's dark with the lights off. You have to like pull out a flashlight to find all the lights. Really irritating. We have our Vectrex here in this Xbox, and then this is a Sony PSX here, which is really cool, but none of them work. I wish the Vectrex and the PSX would fit inside these cabinets, but they just don't. Where could I put them? Wait, does this have a PS4 in it? Oh my God, this has a PS4 in it? I forgot I owned multiple PS4s. Most of these boxes have other consoles in them, guys. That has one in it. Has a console, has one, has one, has one, has one, has one. That one's empty, that's mine. Has one, has one. This one up there, I think is sealed. That's like new in box. I don't remember where I got it. I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. I thought there was a stud here. There's definitely not a stud there. Yeah, the front of them is higher than the back. It's so flippin' annoying. It's so annoying. You spend all that time doing something like that, and you're like, why doesn't it look right? Here's the bracket on the wall, right? Bought from the store. There you go. It's supposed to be perfect. Oh, look at that, Roy. What do you know? Look at that. Of course, the shelf is never going to look straight because the brackets aren't straight. Thanks, Home Depot. And here's the other one. Look, it goes the opposite way. It's straight at the end. It's square at the end, but right here, there's a gap. They'll never be straight. Never. Into the trash. I guess we're patching and painting another wall. When the previous owner painted this wall, he used the cheapest roller ever. There's little hairs and other kinds of debris all over the flipping wall. I'm out of joint compound. I gotta make a trip to the hardware store. Just pile more money onto this whole project. When I was little, my dad taught me that if you roll up a little piece of paper and stick it in the hole before you put the joint compound or spackle on, it'll make it easier to fill. And every time I do this, I forget to do that, and I always remember it after I've already started. So what'll happen with this, if you've ever done it before, is those big holes, the joint compound will push out a little bit. It'll kind of fall out of the hole. There's nothing for it to grab onto. There's nothing behind it. So it'll dry, it'll leave some in, and typically you have to sand it a little bit and then go back and do another pass. All right, we're to the most important part of this whole flipping thing. Like I said, we're trying to put this computer desk down here so we can capture gameplay footage, do voiceover, and also possibly stream. I would love to stream a little bit. But here's the issue, right? I need to be able to capture gameplay footage from right over here, the modern TV, and retro games. Like I said, I've had everything on this cart right here that I wheel back and forth and I have to disconnect everything and all this crap. I don't like that. So I think I've devised how to get it all put together. Bear with me, let's see if we can figure this out together. I've ordered so much crap on Amazon, 8K cables and 8K switchers and stuff, so we get 4K at 120 hertz. 8K I don't think matters that much. I don't think people can see the difference between 4K and 8K too well, especially not on YouTube. But for me playing the games, I need them to be at 4K and 120 hertz. So we'll see if we can figure that out. All right, here's the situation down here. We have 7 consoles, sometimes 8, that all run to this TV. And I need to get them all over to the PC that's about 10 feet away. Currently, I think 5 of these are running into an HDMI switcher. It handles 1080p, it's fine. But it can't handle the PS5, which is, 4K 120 hertz, right? So what we need to do is get all this wired up so that everything is going into a switcher with one output that's going to run all the way over to the computer system, then return back to this TV, all at 4K and 120 hertz. And I think I have the stuff to do it. So let's look behind this TV and just see what a disaster it is. All right, like the back of everyone's TV, it looks awful back here. We do have a good long power strip with plenty of inputs on it, or outputs, I guess. This is the switcher right here. And it has plenty of things running to it. Everything else, this goes to the Wii U here, the PS5 and all this crap, they're just on all these inputs. And I hate that. You're constantly having to unplug stuff, plug it into the ElGato capture card. So I think the best thing to do is to get all of these HDMI cables disconnected, figure out what's what, and then start wiring them back up to this, and then have this run out to the 4K switcher. So let's work this out. This is the one we got. It says right there, 4K 120 hertz HDR. All right, we've got all of our HDMI cables labeled. Here we go now. All right, we've got this little guy. He's been a really good switcher, let me turn him over, for 1080p stuff. It'll take 5 in and 1 out. So we'll hook the older consoles up to this. The PS3 will go in, the Xbox 360 will go in, the Wii U will go in, the Xbox One will go in, and the Switch can go in. Those are all 1080p or less. I guess they're all 1080p. They should be fine. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to take all of these, we're going to zip tie them, at least a little bit. Not so much as to put strain on them, just enough to keep them, like, together. All right, this is a pretty good HDMI cable, nice and short. This is our output. And we'll keep this guy. These are powered, so they should basically provide, you know, a lag-free transfer. This is the 8K bad boy here. We're going to take this switcher. It's going to go into the input number 1. We're going to take the PS4. We'll run it into position number 2. The PS5 is going to go into spot number 3. Now, I'm going to mount these on the back of the TV. Let's see if they work first. If I turn on the Xbox 360, it should appear on here. There it is. So the Xbox 360 is running through the 2 switchers, which is really good. All right, let's see if the PS3 works. PS3 works. All right, let's try the big old PS5 here. There's a different input. Looks like everything's working, guys, and it's auto switching. Sweet. All right, we've got both of them connected up here. Now here's the tricky part. We have to get a long HDMI cable from the out of the 8K switcher box to run behind this cabinet, around that corner, behind this cabinet, and out to right over here. So let's try that. Now, I don't know how much it matters, but this HDMI cable claims that it supports 4K at 120 hertz. I mean, I feel like HDMI signals are just, they're binary. They either get there or they don't, but it was only like 30 bucks, so, and it's 20 something feet long, so great. Here we go. It came out over here. I know I should probably move this metal, or this glass shelf, but man, ain't nobody got time for that. There it is right there. It came out the other side. Okay, we got it pulled through with only a few things falling off the shelf. All right, now that cable right here needs to run into this ElGato right here. So let's do that. Nice. The only problem is this cable's so freaking heavy, the ElGato can't like hold it down. So we gotta figure out some way to handle that. All right, here we've got another one of the same 8K cables, 4K at 120 hertz, allegedly, although I don't really believe it. It has to go from the ElGato all the way back behind these cabinets and around the wall and to the TV. I've added it up. I've heard that as long as it's less than 50 feet, there should be no degradation in the signal from the HDMI. Now guys, I know what you're saying, like that's gonna put a bunch of input lag. I tested the ElGato, it has like negligible input lag, believe it or not, on the pass-through. So there was none there. And the information traveled through the HDMI cables like at the speed of light, right? So I don't think it's gonna add any, there's not really any like processing going on there. It's just passed through. All the consoles running from back here, all the way over to here to the ElGato, and to the computer, and then all the way back, plus all those switchers we went over before. So if I turn on the Xbox 360, we should see it appear on the TV and in the software over here. So let's do that. I hope it works. If it doesn't, I don't know what to do. There it is. We're on the TV. We're over here. We can record. We can record footage, which means I can sit here and play and actually capture crap. All right, I got the cables back there somewhat more organized and not snakish. I figured you didn't want to see me plug in and unplug cables forever. But the TV is back in a normal location. All right, guys, here's my solution for the ElGato. It's right under that monitor there. And the HDMI cable runs in front of this monitor and in front of that monitor. They're very stiff, so that supports it. And this way I can see the light when it comes on. That's good. I can access it from here. I can kind of keep my eye on it, but it's sort of out of the way. You're not going to notice it unless you're looking down. And there are wires here anyway from the keyboard, so part of life, wires. I wish everything was wireless, but not yet. Sorry, Tesla, I know that's what you wanted, but we haven't gotten there yet. All right, guys, there's phase one complete. We can stream, more or less, capture and play modern, relatively modern consoles. But how are we going to add retro to this? We're going to get to that in a minute. All right, we're back later. I was going to show you what I was talking about on patching the walls with the spackle having nothing to grab onto. See this right here? See how it like divoted in? You got to go back and do a second coat to fill in that hole. This one should be good. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, now we've got to get our retro gameplay capture streaming setup going. Right here we've got our Retrotink. It takes composite component, S-video, everything, converts it to an HDMI signal that you can run out to your ElGato. This thing works great. I love it. It's the 2X Pro. I've had no problems with it. It has no input delay, so it's good to go. The way my retro setup has always worked before, and if you watch my game room tour, I hit on this. I used to have all my consoles hooked up like you see in like every other game room tour. The problem is, little kids like get behind those and screw around with it. They step on the cables, they break them, it's a fire hazard, it's a huge mess. So I just decided like, I'll put my consoles in this cabinet like this, and when I need one, I'll just pull it out and use it. I don't really need to run HDMI from this TV. I can just pull my console out, plug it in right here, watch it and play it on that screen, and capture the gameplay footage over here. Easy enough. But not as easy as we thought, because we only have one input on the ElGato. So we need to add multiple inputs to flip between if you're recording modern or retro. Now keep in mind at this point that basically everything needs to be like in 8K or 4K at 120 Hertz. So here we have another one of those 8K HDMI cables like we had before. Just a regular old plain HDMI cable. This is an Amazon Basics one. So the Amazon Basics cable is going to go to the output of the Retrotink, because anything I'm capturing on this thing, it's not going to be outputting anything higher than 1080p. So there we go. Here we have an 8K switcher box. 2 HDMI in, 1 HDMI out. The Retrotink is going into input number 2 on this. The input from the modern setup, right over here, is going to the input of this. So it's accepting the retro and the modern inputs. Now this, remember it's got to be an 8K cable because it has the signal from the modern stuff going into it. It's going from the output of the switcher box into the input of the ElGato. So if I'm playing a retro game, input 1 heads to the ElGato. If I'm playing a modern game, input 2 heads to the ElGato. There we go. And to confirm that it's working and keeping signals, here's what happens when I hit the switcher box on the Retrotink. Ah, it lost signal. Signal's back. Pretty simple. Maybe not, but that's what we've got. So now everything's running to the ElGato, but the problem is the ElGato needs to run out to different sources now. We only have it running to the modern TV. We need it to run to this bad boy right here. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we have the same thing over here, another one of those 8K switchers, another really nice HDMI cable. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the output from the ElGato right here, and it's going to go into the output of the This is input, but I believe this is bidirectional. Bidirectional. The input up here, so this goes out to the modern TV. This is a VGI converter, male to male, to the VGA male to male converter to the 10-DAC VGA to HDMI converter. And this adds no input lag according to Retro RGB's website. That's what they use. And I tested it and I saw no input lag. We need an HDMI cable for this. The 10-DAC HDMI to VGA converter. There's the input for that. That goes into the output of this. Great. There we go. So that leads out now between the modern TV and the CRT monitor. Then the input of this goes into the ElGato. So we have this switcher here, which will switch the inputs from the modern consoles to the retro consoles. Then the ElGato's in between, and then we have this, which will switch the output from the ElGato to the old CRT or the modern TV over there. Hopefully that all makes sense. And hopefully it all works. All right, let's see if this works. We have the PS5 on. We also have this Super Nintendo over here plugged in. So we have a retro console and a modern console. Oh wow, look at that, Mario Paint's on the big TV. Now, let's see, it should come on this TV. It's not coming on that TV. There it is! There it is! Look at that! Oh, so our two outputs. We can have it here or there. Pretty incredible. Oh, what a world. Okay, now, if my calculations are correct, and I hit this switcher button right here, the PS5 will show up on that. So let's do it. What do you know? Look at that. PS5 is on here, and if I hit this button right back here, it'll show up on that TV. What a world. It worked. It worked. Now, I just need to get everything organized. These are some more of those soundproofing squares. This is like 12 of them in this little bitty pack. Oh yeah, look at that. Super sweet. Now I'm going to continue the checkerboard. So I have a solid row across the bottom. That goes behind the speakers. That'll help deflect the sound directly from the speakers. But above it, the checkerboard seems to work pretty well. This stuff before, it works, man. It really blocks the sound. Talking into this wall before, it's just like, you hear like a slapback echo, and now it's like dead in here. I'm getting back to this cable management, guys. This is hard. Like, it's a mess back here. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure it out. All right, we've been working on the cable management for a while. This is what we got. Don't judge me. It's just, you know, zip tied along the back of it. Just tons of loops. This is about 2.5 feet off the ground, so that's not too bad. I can live with that, I think. And there's the power supply for the whole thing. All right, guys, we got some floating shelves that I bought. Here are the brackets for them. And the plan is to put a few of them up on this wall, kind of in the gaps, to make it look good. I've got like 12-inch spacing between these. It's got like a 12-incher, maybe like a 14-incher and a 16-incher. I couldn't find any packages that are just all 12 inches, so I just got this. I'm gonna cut these down. These won't fit in there. These are also, what do they call it? Paulownia wood?
I have never heard of that in my entire life. I mean, it's so soft, it feels like I'm squeezing like cardboard. I don't know, but that whole, like all 4 of these shelves was like 28 bucks. So I can't complain too much. I think they'll look all right. Let's go cut them down. I'm just gonna leave these guys right in the plastic, man. It should be totally fine. They are not all the same thickness though, I will say that. This guy right here is about, oh, 1/8 of an inch thicker. I'm using this first one as a guide. There we go, Paulownia wood. Man, that is like cheap wood. Holy crap. Like, you can hear it, it's like a tone wood. It sounds like basswood or something, like, here. So I could totally like bust out some dark ebony stain and put like 5 coats of stain on this and then polyurethane it. But man, I really don't want to do that. God, look at all that tear out. Holy crap. Jeez, that is some cheap wood. But in case you didn't know, guys, Sharpie, the reason it's so permanent is it's actually like an ink dye. So for touching up black wood like this, Sharpie is great for this sort of stuff. Dude, let's go get a bigger Sharpie. I'll be right back. There we go. That's what we're looking for. You guys ever known anybody that's ever huffed glue or markers? We joke about it and stuff on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know, Charlie likes to huff paint. I always thought it was a joke till I worked one summer as a mover for a moving company. A nationwide chain, by the way. And my colleague and I, and my colleague, I mean this other like college age student that was, I guess we would call ourselves gophers. We just like carried stuff back and forth. But the guy in our 3-person team who was the supervisor had a huffing problem. And the dude would be like, yeah, I'll stand out in the truck and wrap all the furniture in plastic. And you guys, you go inside and bring the furniture out to me. And he'd be like totally fine. You'd come back like 5 minutes later with like a dresser on the dolly, and the dude would be like laying on his back in the bottom on like the floor of the moving truck, just like staring at the ceiling and just like it was insane. It was hard to work with that guy, to say the least. I never really saw what he was huffing. It seems hard to walk around with like a can of paint in your pocket or something without somebody noticing it. It must have been like airplane glue. That's like all I can think of what it would be. We'll reconvene after I'm done with this. Here you go, after just a few minutes working with a Sharpie. Which side is this? Which side is this? Can you tell? So we're gonna put these on the wall. I can't do it tonight. It's like 10 o'clock. I can't drill holes in the wall. My wife's asleep right above me. So that'll be a project for later. All right, we got that wall painted. Let's hang some shelves here. I made like a little template here. It's hard to see, but they're like little markings where the holes go for the brackets. So I'm gonna put this up here and I'm gonna mark where they go, and hopefully it goes in all right. Those are pretty flexible. Oh my God, it's broken. Are you flipping kidding me? Of course, there will be a defective piece after I've already like cut the boards, so I can't return it. Man, thanks Amazon. That's gonna work real well to hold a shelf, wouldn't you say? Well, it's time to secure these to the brackets. I'm only gonna put up 3 because that one bracket's broken. I think 4 might be a little too busy anyway. And I already cut the wood. I can't really return them, so what are we gonna do? Normally I would say
So these have like 4 holes that screw through the brackets into the bottom of the wood to keep them from falling off, right? Normally I would say drill pilot holes in these so your screws like go in and don't split the wood and don't like follow the grain out. But this wood's so freaking soft, it feels like cardboard. I bet we can just like zip them right in there. The problem is we zip them in too fast and too hard and it like strips out the hole. So let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's like the softest wood I've ever seen. You can feel like no resistance. There's like none whatsoever, man. They're just going right on in. There's nothing to it. I think that'll work. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. Be sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe and like and leave a comment and all that. And if you really want to help the channel, consider becoming a channel member. Click that join button down below or find me on Patreon. You can get your name at the end of a video like the other people you see on the screen. You can get access to early videos and channel exclusive videos. You can also pick a game from my backlog or sponsor a section of a video if you're so inclined. Once again, thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time.